This is unacceptable. A wildlife ranger drowns retrieving a mobile phone of a Brit tourist in Thai cave. But why? Let's deep dive.
Welcome to the deep dive. Today we're talking about something really quite tragic, an incident in Thailand.
Yeah, it happened in Lam Klong Ngu National Park. It involves a wildlife ranger and, well, a lost phone in a cave. Tom Sal Hin Cave.
Exactly. And our source material really details how this attempt to help a selfless act really ended in tragedy. We want to understand what happened in the place itself and I guess the meaning behind this sacrifice.
It's a tough one. So this happened back on April 15th
Right.
in the Tom Sal Hin Cave, Kanchanaburi province. Apparently, a British tourist dropped his mobile phone, fell right into an underground stream.
Oh, wow. And that's when the ranger stepped in.
Yes, Paisan Wanphet. He was 43, a father of two. He decided to try and retrieve it for the tourists.
But the conditions, I mean, an underground stream.
Exactly. Cold, fast-moving water, and just complete darkness down there. He had safety gear on, but he was basically navigating blind.
And that's where things went wrong. It's believed he got leg cramps.
That's the belief, yes. Got cramps, the current just swept him away.
Oh.
He didn't come back up.
God, that's awful. What about the other people in the cave?
Well, thankfully, other rangers acted fast. They managed to get about 120 tourists evacuated safely from the cave system while the search began.
That's good to hear, at least. But the search for Paisan? That must have been intense.
Incredibly difficult. Took hours. Rescue teams were searching in that darkness with the sound of the rushing water. Just imagine.
Oh.
They finally found his body around 10 p.m. that night. He was trapped, wedged between rocks in a narrow spot about 20 feet underwater.
20 feet down and getting him out.
That was another challenge. It was dark, obviously. Heavy rain outside meant water levels were rising, and the terrain was steep, slippery. Just treacherous.
So it took even longer.
Yeah, they couldn't complete the recovery until about 2:30 a.m. the next morning, April 16th. There's apparently quite a moving video of the recovery effort. His body was then taken to the local hospital.
Just heartbreaking. And the official cause.
The director of the Conservation Area Management Office, Chudadet Kamadan confirmed the details. He praised Paisan's bravery, and the family, understandably devastated, didn't dispute the circumstances.
It got national attention too, right?
It did. Chormchar Sriyan, who's Thailand's Minister of Natural Resources and Environment, offered condolences and really highlighted Paisan's service and sacrifice.
And there's some support for the family.
Yes, thankfully. The Department of National Parks, Wildlife and Plant Conservation pledged around 13,000 pounds. That's about 600,000 baht to help his family, acknowledging his sacrifice,
That's important. What about the cave itself? Is it still open?
No, they closed it, both Tam Sao Hin and another one nearby, Tam Nuk Nang Ayan. It was just too risky with the rising water levels from all the rain that was forecast.
Which makes sense. It really highlights the danger of that season, doesn't it?
Absolutely. April through October, that's the rainy season there. Flash floods inside cave systems become a real serious threat. Conditions can change incredibly fast.
Can you tell us a bit more about Tam Sao Hin Cave? I understand it's quite famous.
It is, yeah. It's a well-known limestone cavern. People go to see its natural features. The big highlight is this enormous limestone column. It's supposedly about 200 feet tall.
200 feet underground.
Yeah, apparently one of the tallest in the world. Just massive.
Yeah.
But beautiful as it is, when the rains come, those caverns fill with water, surfaces get slick, it gets dangerous fast.
So, Paisan Wanphet, remembered as a dedicated ranger, a father. His actions were truly selfless, trying to help someone in need.
Heroic, really, even knowing the potential risks involved in that environment.
It really makes you think, doesn't it, this whole situation?
It does. The value we put on things like a phone versus a human life. And it shines a light on the people like Paisan, the rangers and workers who protect these wild places and help visitors, often facing risks we don't even consider.
A very sobering thought. Thanks for walking us through this difficult story.
Just
It
to
certainly gives
retrieve
you
a mobile
pause,
phone, he
thinking
lost
about
his
the
life.
beauty and the
Comment your
potential
thoughts
danger
on this story.
coexisting in places
Thanks.
like that.